What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Life's a Dance podcast. I am your host, Trey Culata. Thank you as always for joining me, supporting the channel, pressing play, and supporting yourselves and your personal growth. And my mission to help as many people as possible untangle the crazy shit that's going on in their heads, understand so that they can understand themselves better, and myself included, and so that we can be our most authentic selves and live our most authentic lives. And today is a tough one for me because I am exhausted. Like, I am physically so tired. I have so much brain fog. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to talk about today. And it got me to thinking about how sometimes not having the answer is okay. And accepting that we don't have the answer is okay. Because what happens is our human brain is wired to seek out, if there's, an unknown, we have to find solve, for X and figure out the solution to the problem. And our brain will ruminate and go over the problem over and over and over and over and over again. And what's crazy about that is that it really does nothing. Ruminating about an issue or a problem or a question that you don't know the answer to doesn't get us anywhere other than where I'm at right now, which is completely exhausted, bags under my eyes, dark circles, tension headache from overthinking a problem. It is literally mentally exhausting. So when do we get to a point where we say to ourselves, I just have to let go and do what's in front of me, tackle what's in front of me, and accept that the answer to whatever question or solution to whatever problem I'm trying to figure out currently, it will eventually come. It's hard. It's hard for our brains to just put down, just put the problem down and set it aside and put it away. I have been in a constant state of stress and worry and anxiety for the past 2 months. And I think it's all finally starting to catch up to me to where, I just don't give a shit anymore about certain things. I am trying my best, as I mentioned in my last podcast, to balance and do what I can with where I'm at and what I've got. But sometimes it feels like it's not enough. I am very hard on myself. I know a lot of us are, especially in our society where it's like produce, 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 go, 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 always have to be, achieving. And I know I touched on this in one of my last podcasts too about, giving yourself time to rest. But what happens when your mind won't let you rest? What do we do then? To be honest, the only thing I've figured out that actually helps me in any way is keeping myself preoccupied. So for instance, yesterday, I found that there was a lull in my day and I was ruminating in my brain okay, you should be doing something right now in order to fill this gap of space. And did I really need to be filling in the time? I don't know. But I knew that if I didn't find something in order to take my mind off of the problem, I was just going to be sitting there ruminating about it and making myself feel more guilty and more ashamed about not figuring things out instantaneously. So I had some things that I had to get done. I had some furniture I had to put together. And I was like, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do a little project. And it was actually very calming and not lethargic. I'm lethargic right now. What's the word I'm looking for? You know what I'm talking about. Cathartic. There we go. Like solving a puzzle, like sitting down and doing, but at the same time being productive in a different way. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is when you find yourselves in these moments of just constantly battling some issue or problem in your mind, I don't want you to necessarily avoid, but, take yourself out of the equation for a moment and go find something else you can do to just distract that nervous energy and redirect that nervous, worry, ruminating energy or anxiety into something productive. Maybe you start cleaning your space. Maybe, you, like I did, I actually went and built some furniture, going for a walk. I know I mentioned that one a lot, but doing Sudoku, I don't know how that's pronounced, but you get the point. I mean, I think it's important for us to channel the energy in a way that is beneficial, because again, sitting in the problem and ruminating in it doesn't yield the results that we want. If anything, it does the exact opposite. I mean, I can tell you right now, like you can probably sense how low energy I am right now. I'm just so fucking tired. My body and my brain cannot physically handle any more issues, obstacles, problems, exhaustion, and then, trying to do the day-to-day stuff, chores and kids and all that and errands. And I'm spent. I'm really fucking spent, guys. And so, I know a lot of like for me, the easiest way for me to get away from a problem and channel the right energy is through dance, exercise. Yesterday, again, I've just been so low energy. I didn't have the energy to do those things. So I did something else. I figured out another way to channel my energy in a way that I could be productive, feel like I accomplished something, and not be sitting there and, overthinking things that I can't control. And I guess that's kind of the overarching point here, is that when you find yourself in a situation where you don't necessarily know what's going to happen next, you don't have control over the outcome, figure out something that you do have control over the outcome of, and control that thing. I can control where I focus my time and my energy, or refocus my time and my energy, so that I'm not downward spiraling into like a depression. Because when we sit still and, again, just sitting in that ruminating energy, it just downward spirals. And then, it could go on for days, weeks, months. And I really truly believe that just finding something to rechannel and redirect your energy, go take a class, drop in on a boxing class or a dance class, or, go for a hike. I mean, I know I probably sound really repetitive right now, but it's just where I'm at. Because again, I'm really fucking tired. But anyhow, it's just the current state of affairs. I just have a lot going on, and I'm kind of tired of it. But then I feel guilty when I don't have a lot going on. So riddle me this, Batman. Like, how in the fuck do we manage to mind fuck ourselves like this, to where 1 minute I'm so, the foot on the gas, full throttle, and exhausted. And then I get to the other side where I'm trying to take a break, but then I feel guilty for not being full throttle. So this is just a peek into the crazy shit that goes on that I need to untangle in my mind, and following my own advice of giving myself some dang grace and taking a breath, but it's hard to do. Isn't our own advice always the hardest to take? I don't know why that is. I mean, I do my best, and I guess that's got to be enough. But yeah, I hope you guys got something out of this one today. I know it was a little fuzzy and kind of incoherent, but that's how I'm feeling right now. So I guess that's going to come across in the podcast. But I don't know if you have any thoughts on this. Let me know. What do you do when you're feeling this way? When you're caught in between the guilt of not doing something and the exhaustion of doing too much? When you're caught in the cycle of ruminating thoughts and worry and trying to figure out how to get yourself out of a funk so that you can kind of break that energetic connection and cycle not only in your mind, but in your body as well. because it's all interconnected. But yeah, if you got anything out of this, please feel free to share, like, comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And until next time, hopefully next time I have a little more energy. I love you all. Let's dance.